Welcome. Thank you for joining this mindful journey, a sacred pause amidst the busyness of life. This time is for you, a gentle retreat where we will explore the ancient art of calming the restless mind through Buddhist wisdom and practical meditation. Before we begin, find a place where you feel safe and comfortable. Whether you choose to sit on a chair, a cushion, or lie down softly on your bed or floor, let your body settle in a way that feels natural and at ease. Allow your eyes to close gently, or if you prefer, soften your gaze and bring your attention inward. There's no need to change anything right now. Just arrive fully here in this moment. Feel the surface supporting you beneath your body, the chair, the cushion, the floor, strong, steady, offering you support without effort. Tension may be hiding the jaw, the shoulders, the belly. Begin to invite these areas to soften. Feel your shoulders gently drop away from your ears. Let your neck lengthen softly. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Feel the air travel down your throat, filling your lungs, and breathe out naturally through your nose or mouth, noticing the gentle release of tension with each breath. Allow your body to relax a little more, a little deeper. Begin to sense the rhythm of your breath, the natural ebb and flow. Like waves on the shore, your chest rises with each inhale. Your belly expands, soft, effortless. Your chest falls with each exhale. Your belly contracts, releasing, letting go. There's no need to control or change your breath. Simply watch it with kindness and curiosity. If your mind wanders, as it naturally will, gently notice where it has gone and kindly bring your focus back to the breath, back to this moment. This moment is yours, a gift of presence. Mindfulness begins here with simple awareness of breath and body. As we begin this practice, let us remember the mind may be busy, restless, noisy, and that is okay. This journey isn't about forcing calm, but gently inviting it. It's about learning to rest with whatever arises, without struggle or judgment. It's about planting seeds of peace amidst the whirlwind of thoughts and distractions. Allow yourself to relax into this space, knowing that here, now, you are safe. You are held by the present moment. Take another deep, nourishing breath. Feel the fullness of your lungs and breathe out slowly, releasing any worries or tension you may be carrying. Now, bring your attention to your feet. Feel your feet resting firmly against the ground or cushion. Notice the sensations, the temperature of the air on your skin. Supported. Shift your awareness slowly up your legs, your calves, knees, thighs. Notice any tightness or ease with your breath. Invite relaxation to soften any tension you find. Feel your legs becoming warm, loose, relaxed. Move your attention to your hips and pelvis. Feel the connection to the seat or ground beneath you. Allow your pelvis to settle fully, grounding you more deeply into this moment. Let any tightness in the lower back soften. Notice the natural curve of your spine as it rests comfortably. Let your belly be soft. Chest and heart space. Feel the gentle expansion of your chest as you breathe in. Notice the soothing rise and fall as you breathe out. Sense the quiet strength and warmth in the center of your being. Let your shoulders continue to soften and release. Bring awareness to your hands, resting gently, perhaps on your lap, knees, or by your sides. Feel the weight of your hands, the temperature, the subtle sensations. Allow your arms to be heavy and relaxed. Bring your attention, any tension or tightness, and invite it to soften. Now shift your focus to your face, your jaw, cheeks, eyes, and forehead. Allow your jaw to unclench, lips to part slightly if it feels natural. Smooth your forehead. Release any furrowing of the brows. Let your eyes rest softly, whether closed or open. Notice the calmness that begins to arise as you relax each part of your body. Now, take a few moments to rest simply as you are breathing gently, feeling grounded and present. If thoughts come, as they always do, notice them as if they were clouds passing through the sky of your mind. See them come, linger for a moment, then float away. There's no need to follow these thoughts or engage with them. Return always to your breath, your steady companion through this practice. Imagine now that with every inhale, you are drawing in calm and peace. With every exhale, you are releasing stress, tension, and distraction. Inhale calmness, the cool, fresh air filling your lungs, rejuvenating your body and mind. Exhale tension, softening your muscles, quieting your thoughts. Continue to breathe like this, slow and steady, natural and gentle. Feel your body becoming heavier with relaxation, sinking deeper into support. Sense your mind becoming quieter, more spacious. This is your space of calm, a sanctuary within. In this sanctuary, there is no need to rush, no need to fix anything, no need to do anything except be here now. Embrace the simple act of being present. Allow your breath to anchor you, steady, rhythmic, alive. If feelings arise, nervousness, restlessness, fatigue, welcome them with a gentle curiosity. Breathe with them. Notice how they come and go like waves. Nothing is permanent here. All sensations, emotions, and thoughts ebb and flow naturally. There is safety in this flow. You do not need to hold on or push away. You can simply observe as you settle. Feel the spaciousness growing inside your mind and body, a quiet openness that can hold whatever arises with ease. With each breath, deepen into this peaceful awareness. Know that you are cultivating a foundation of calm that you can return to anytime, anywhere. As you begin this practice, set an intention to be kind to yourself, patient and gentle with your mind's natural movement. There is no right or wrong way to feel or think. There is only the present moment, alive and ever-changing. Trust that with each mindful breath, you are nurturing calm and clarity. You are learning the art of mindfulness, the art of being fully alive to this moment. Rest now in this gentle awareness. Know that as you practice, the busy mind will begin to soften. Thoughts will slow. Restlessness will ease. You will find a quiet center beneath the noise, a place of steady calm. This is your journey to explore and discover the stillness within. Allow yourself to arrive fully here. Now, take one last deep inhale together and exhale completely, releasing all tension when you feel ready. In this segment, we will explore the beautiful and simple concept of mindfulness, what it truly means, and how it can transform the way we relate to our experience. Mindfulness is often spoken of as a tool for relaxation or stress relief, but it is much more than that. At its heart, mindfulness is the art of paying gentle, curious attention to the present moment. It is a way of being awake, fully aware and alive to what is happening right now, without distraction or judgment. Imagine, if you will, your mind as a clear, still lake. On a calm day, the surface is smooth and reflective, mirroring the vast sky above with perfect clarity. The trees, the clouds, the light, all are reflected without distortion. This is the essence of mindfulness, a mind that is open, calm, and clear, reflecting the world as it is. But often, our minds are like that lake on a windy day. Thoughts, worries, and emotions ripple across the surface. Sometimes, the waves are small and gentle. Other times they are rough and restless, disturbing the clarity beneath. When the mind is busy or distracted, it is easy to become swept away by these waves, pulled into worries about the future, regrets about the past, or endless mental chatter. Mindfulness invites us to notice these ripples without clinging to them or pushing them away. It asks us to observe gently, as if watching the clouds drift across the sky. Clouds come and go, they do not stay forever. Similarly, thoughts and feelings arise in our minds and then pass away. By learning to see them as passing phenomena, we begin to create space between ourselves and the busyness of the mind. This spaciousness is the foundation of calm and clarity. Mindfulness does not mean stopping your thoughts or trying to empty your mind. Such efforts often lead to frustration or strain. Instead, mindfulness is about allowing thoughts to be present without resistance, noticing them with kindness and curiosity. When you notice a thought, you simply acknowledge it. Here is a thought, and gently return your attention to the present moment, often using the breath as an anchor. Over time, this practice builds a stable presence that grounds you in the here and now, no matter what is happening around you or within you. In Buddhist teachings, mindfulness is called sati in Pali, which means to remember or to be aware. It is a continuous remembering to return to what is present. When we are mindful, we remember to be here fully, rather than lost in distraction or absorbed by stories our mind creates. This remembering is a form of freedom from the habitual patterns that pull us away from the richness of each moment. You may wonder, why is mindfulness so important? Why does paying attention to the present moment matter? One reason is that our minds have a natural tendency to wander often without us realizing it. We get caught up in worries about what might happen, regrets about what has passed, or fantasies about how things could be different. This mental wandering can create stress, anxiety, and a sense of disconnection from life. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to notice this wandering more clearly. We catch ourselves before being swept away and gently bring our focus back. This simple act of returning builds mental resilience and cultivates a deep sense of peace. Scientific research supports this. Studies show that mindfulness practice can reduce stress, improve emotional regulation, enhance focus, and promote overall well-being. But beyond the science, mindfulness offers something even more profound, a way to reconnect with the sacredness of each moment. Every breath, every sensation, every thought and feeling becomes a doorway to awakening. When you are mindful, you begin to experience life directly, rather than through the filter of stories, judgments, or distractions. You start to appreciate the simple beauty of existence itself. Let's take a moment to explore how mindfulness can be practiced in daily life. Mindfulness can be as simple as bringing your full attention to one small experience. For example, When you eat a meal, notice the colors, textures, and flavors of your food. Feel the sensations in your mouth as you chew. Hear the sounds around you. Rather than rushing through the meal or eating mindlessly, you savor each bite fully. Or, when you walk, bring attention to the feeling of your feet touching the ground. Notice the movement of your body, the rhythm of your steps, and the sensations in your legs. Observe the sights. You can practice mindfulness. Focus on your breath or the sensations in your body. Notice the thoughts that arise and gently let them pass. Each of these small moments of mindfulness adds up, creating a life lived more fully and with greater ease. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate mindfulness is through formal meditation practice. This means setting aside dedicated time to sit quietly, bring attention to the breath, and observe whatever arises with kindness. As you develop this practice, you build a steady foundation of presence that carries over into your daily activities. During meditation, you may notice that your mind jumps from thought to thought, or that emotions come and go like waves. This is normal and expected. The practice is not to eliminate these experiences, but to learn to hold them with gentle awareness. Each time you return to the breath, you are strengthening your ability to be present amid life's changes and challenges. Imagine your mind as a sky that holds all kinds of weather, sunshine, clouds, rain, wind. Mindfulness is like the sky itself, spacious, open, and accepting of whatever weather comes and goes. This openness allows you to experience difficult emotions like fear, sadness, or anger without being overwhelmed by them. Instead of resisting or suppressing these feelings, you meet them with curiosity and compassion. This changes your relationship with them. You might notice how your mind quickly jumps to worry or self-criticism. By bringing mindful attention to these patterns, you create the possibility for choice. You are no longer controlled by habit, but can respond with wisdom and kindness. This is the heart of mindfulness, freedom through awareness. It's important to remember that mindfulness is a skill that develops gradually. Some days your mind may feel calm and focused. Other days it may feel restless or scattered. Both are part of the practice. With patience and gentle persistence, you will deepen your ability to be present. One helpful way to begin is to notice your breath regularly throughout the day. Check in with yourself for just a few moments. Notice how you are feeling physically, emotionally, and mentally. This simple habit anchors you in the present and keeps your awareness fresh. Another useful approach: give them your full attention. Notice the sound of their voice, their facial expressions, and body language. Try to listen without planning your response or getting caught up in your own thoughts. This deep presence creates connection and enriches relationships. It also trains your mind to stay with what is happening rather than drifting away. As you continue to cultivate mindfulness, you may find that life becomes richer and more meaningful. You begin to see beauty in ordinary moments: the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a child, the taste of a meal. You also develop greater resilience in the face of difficulties. Challenges no longer overwhelm you as much because you have a steady inner anchor. Mindfulness can bring more peace, joy, and clarity into every aspect of life. Before we close this segment, calm awareness. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back as many times as needed. Know that this simple practice is a gift you can return to anytime, a wellspring of calm within you. Thank you for taking this time to explore mindfulness. As we move forward, keep this spirit of gentle attention with you. Each moment is an opportunity to be fully present, awake, and alive. Allow your awareness to settle on the natural rhythm of your breathing, the continuous cycle of inhale and exhale. You don't need to change anything about your breath. Simply notice it as it is, flowing in and out effortlessly. Feel the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils, drawing into your lungs, filling your chest and belly. Then sense the warmth as you release the breath, gently flowing outward, carrying away any tension or heaviness. Each breath is a reminder, a steady reminder of life's ongoing flow. It connects your body and mind, linking your inner experience to the world around you. As you focus on the breath, you may notice your mind wandering off to other thoughts, distractions, or sensations. This is perfectly natural. When you realize your mind has drifted, greet this moment without judgment or frustration, gently, with kindness. Bring your attention back to the breath. Return again and again, as many times as needed, knowing that this repeated returning is the essence of mindfulness practice. The breath is your anchor. It is always present, always steady and reliable. No matter how much the mind may wander, the breath is here to bring you back to this moment. With every inhale, imagine inviting calm and clarity into your body. With every exhale, release any tension, worry, or heaviness you may be holding. Feel yourself becoming more grounded, more centered with each cycle of breath. Notice how the breath flows naturally. It has its own pace, sometimes deep and slow, sometimes light and quick. Simply observe without trying to control or force it. Let the breath be just as it is as you continue to breathe into presence. You might notice subtle sensations within your body, perhaps a slight expansion in your chest or belly as you inhale, a gentle softening or release as you exhale. Tune in to these sensations with gentle curiosity. Allow yourself to become more deeply aware of the body breathing itself. You might even sense the rhythm of your heartbeat, the feeling of your feet touching the ground, or the way your muscles relax. All these sensations connect you to your physical presence right here, right now. Breathing into presence is a profound practice because it grounds you in the immediacy of life, rather than being caught up in the busyness of thoughts or worries. You reconnect with the simple fact of being alive. Your breath is always with you, a constant companion that you can return to at any moment. Imagine your breath as the gentle waves of an ocean, endlessly flowing, rising and falling. Sometimes the waves are calm and smooth. Other times, they are more active and energetic. No matter the quality of the waves, the ocean beneath remains vast and steady. Your breath is like that ocean, deep, reliable, and always present. As you deepen your awareness of the breath, you might begin to notice the space between breaths, the brief pause between the end of one exhale and the beginning of the next inhale. This pause is a moment of stillness and potential. It is a doorway into silence, a brief gap where the mind can rest. Try to gently sense this space, this pause, without rushing past it. Allow it to expand naturally as you continue your practice in this stillness. you begin to touch the heart of mindfulness, the open presence that holds all experience without grasping or aversion. Sometimes, emotions or sensations may arise during this practice, perhaps a feeling of tension, discomfort, or even joy and ease. Whatever arises, allow it to be present without trying to change or fix it. Acknowledge these experiences with kindness and acceptance. Return your focus to the breath if you find yourself overwhelmed or distracted. Your breath is the anchor that brings you home. When your mind feels restless or busy, simply come back to this simple rhythm. The breath is the thread that weaves your awareness into the fabric of the present moment. If you find your thoughts wandering to worries about the future or memories of the past, then engaging with the story or content of these thoughts, label them lightly as thinking or wandering. Then bring your attention back to the sensation of breathing. This gentle noticing creates space between you and the thoughts, breaking the cycle of distraction. You might imagine your thoughts as leaves floating down a stream. Each thought drifts by in its own time, and you are the observer on the riverbank, watching without grabbing or pushing the leaves. Mindfulness is this witnessing, a spacious awareness that holds whatever arises without getting caught up as you breathe. You cultivate this spacious awareness. You learn to be with yourself exactly as you are, not striving, not resisting, but opening to the moment with gentle curiosity. This openness is the foundation of calm. It allows your busy mind to settle naturally, like sediment sinking to the bottom of a clear pond. The clarity and stillness beneath become visible as the ripples fade away. Mindfulness of breath is also a practice of self-care. By taking this time to turn inward, you nourish your body and mind. You remind yourself that you matter, that your well-being is important in our fast-paced lives. This simple act of breathing with awareness can be revolutionary. It reconnects you with your own inner wisdom and strength. You may find that over time, your breath becomes a source of comfort and resilience. Whenever life feels overwhelming or stressful, you can return to this practice and find your calm center as you continue this breathing practice. Notice any subtle shifts in how you feel. Perhaps your body feels lighter, more relaxed. Maybe your mind feels clearer, more focused, or you sense a gentle sense of peace spreading through you. Whatever arises, welcome it with openness. Know that each breath is a new beginning, a fresh moment to rest in presence. If your attention wavers, remember there is no need for perfection. The practice is simply to keep coming back again and again to this anchor of breath. This returning is the very heart of mindfulness. It is a practice of patience, kindness, and gentle persistence. Allow your breath to guide you deeper into calm awareness. Feel the rhythm of your life unfolding with each inhale and exhale. Imagine your breath as a thread weaving a tapestry of presence throughout your being. With every breath, you are more fully here, more fully alive. Let yourself sink into this gentle flow, carrying your attention softly along with the movement of air in and out. Allow your awareness to expand beyond the breath, encompassing the sensations of your whole body. Notice how the air moves through your nose or mouth, the slight rise and fall of your belly or chest. Feel the weight of your body supported by the chair or floor. Sense the points of contact. the temperature of the air on your skin. Each sensation is a doorway to the present moment. Mindfulness invites you to explore these sensations with fresh eyes, as if for the first time. Allow yourself to be curious about what you notice without needing to analyze or label. Simply rest in the experience of being. The breath carries you gently into this expansive presence. If tension or discomfort arises, see if you can breathe into that area with kindness. Invite your breath to soften tightness, ease stiffness, or dissolve heaviness. The breath has a healing quality. It nurtures and restores. Trust in the wisdom of your own body and breath. You are held and supported in this moment exactly as you are, as you continue breathing into presence. You might imagine your breath as a gentle wave washing over you. With each inhale, the wave rises, bringing fresh energy and calm. With each exhale, the wave recedes, carrying away fatigue, stress, and distraction. You ride this wave of breath, steady and secure. There is nothing to do but breathe and be. No destination, no goal, simply presence. Allow yourself to rest in this spaciousness, this peaceful rhythm of life. Know that this practice is always available to you, a wellspring of calm and clarity you can return to any time when you are ready. Begin to deepen your breath slightly. Feel the fullness of each inhale, the gentle release of each exhale. Slowly bring your awareness back to your surroundings. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Notice the sounds around you. Carry with you the calm and presence cultivated through this practice as we move forward. Thank you for breathing into presence with me today. May this simple yet profound practice continue to support you throughout your day and your life. Let me share with you a simple story, a story about a mindful farmer. There once was a farmer who worked hard every day, tending to his land with dedication and care. From early morning until the sun began to dip behind the hills, he labored in his fields, planting seeds, watering sprouts, and nurturing his crops. Each task, though physically demanding, was approached with a sense of purpose and calm. One warm afternoon, the farmer sat beneath the shade of a large, ancient tree. The air was filled with the scent of earth and growing things, and a gentle breeze rustled through the leaves. At that moment, a traveler passed by, curious about the peaceful demeanor of this man who had been working so tirelessly. The traveler approached the farmer and asked, "How do you manage to stay so calm amidst your hard work? With so many tasks, so much effort required, how do you keep your mind steady and peaceful?" The farmer smiled softly, his eyes reflecting a quiet wisdom born from years of attentive living. He replied, "I do each task with full attention. When I plant fully. When I water fully. I do not rush to the next thing, but honor the moment I am in." This simple answer held a profound truth. The farmer was not distracted by worries about the future harvest or frustrations from past struggles. He was fully present in the here and now, attending deeply to each moment as it arose. He understood that mindfulness grows through simple, focused attention to whatever we are doing, no matter how small or ordinary. Consider how often our minds rush ahead or linger in what has already passed. We might find ourselves worrying about what still needs to be done, or replaying conversations from earlier in the day. The farmer's way invites us to slow down and truly be with what is right in front of us, whether it is planting a seed, washing dishes, walking to the store, or simply breathing, each action becomes a doorway into presence. When you approach a task with mindfulness, you give it your full energy and care. This attention transforms even the most mundane activities into moments of connection and meaning. The farmer's practice shows us that mindfulness is not something separate from daily life. It does not require special circumstances or hours of meditation alone. It is a way of living that can be woven into the fabric of every day. Think of a time when you were completely absorbed in something, perhaps a hobby, a conversation, or a moment in nature. In those moments, time may have seemed to slow down and worries faded away. This is the quality of mindfulness, a natural state of attentive presence that we can cultivate intentionally. The farmer's calm comes not from avoiding difficulty or denying the demands of his work. Rather, it arises from embracing each moment fully with acceptance and care. This presence opens space for patience, resilience, and even joy. When you fully plant a seed, you are participating in the miracle of growth. When you fully water a plant, you are nourishing life itself. When you fully attend to your breath, you are connecting to the rhythm of your own being. This practice invites us to see the sacred in the ordinary. The simple acts of daily life become opportunities to awaken and to ground ourselves in what truly matters. Mindfulness does not require perfection or grand gestures. It begins with small steps, a pause here, a breath there, a moment of gentle awareness. The farmer's example reminds us that we can cultivate calm and clarity by returning again and again to the present moment. This repeated returning is like watering the soil of our attention, allowing mindfulness to grow stronger and deeper over time. As you reflect on this story, consider how you might bring more mindful attention into your own daily activities. Perhaps when washing your hands, you notice the sensation of water on your skin and the movements of your fingers. Or when walking, you feel the contact of your feet with the ground and the rhythm of your steps. Even the act of eating can become a mindful practice, tasting each bite fully, noticing textures and flavors without distraction. Each of these moments, when lived with full attention, becomes a meditation in itself. You create a foundation of presence that supports you in times of stress or overwhelm. The farmer's way also teaches us about the power of acceptance. Noticing the moment fully means allowing things to be as they are, whether comfortable or uncomfortable. When we resist or judge our experience, we create tension and anxiety. When we open to the present with curiosity and kindness, we cultivate peace. The farmer does not fight the heat of the sun or the fatigue in his muscles. He works with what is, honoring the reality of each moment. This acceptance does not mean passivity or resignation. Rather, it is a dynamic engagement with life, responding wisely and skillfully to whatever arises. Mindfulness invites us to meet our experience with open-hearted presence. As you listen to this story, you might notice sensations in your body or feelings in your heart. Allow yourself to simply be with whatever comes up without needing to change it. This simple practice of noticing without judgment is a doorway into deeper calm and clarity. The farmer's example reminds us that mindfulness is accessible to all, no matter how busy or challenging life may feel. You can bring your attention back to this moment, Each breath, each movement, each thought can become a chance to awaken to presence. The beauty of mindfulness is that it transforms not only our inner world, but also our outer actions. When we act with full attention and care, we create more harmony in our relationships and surroundings. The farmer's peacefulness is felt not just within himself, but radiates outward, touching the world around him. His mindful work nurtures the soil, the plants, the animals, and the people who benefit from his harvest. This story invites us to see how our own mindful presence can be a gift to the world. Each moment of attentive awareness contributes to a larger web of peace and connection. As you reflect on the mindful farmer's way, you may wish to set an intention to practice mindfulness in your own life. Perhaps you choose a particular daily activity to approach with full attention. Maybe it is the morning cup of tea, the walk to work, or the moments before sleep. Allow this intention to be gentle and open, not pressured or rigid. Mindfulness grows best in an atmosphere of kindness and curiosity. Return to this intention regularly, bringing your awareness back to the present moment. Remember that mindfulness is a practice, not a goal to be achieved. Like the farmer tending his fields, you nurture your attention with patience and care. Over time, you may notice subtle shifts, a greater ease in your mind, a deeper connection to your experience, or a sense of calm amidst life's demands. This story teaches us that the art of mindfulness is within reach, rooted in the simple, everyday moments of life. You don't need special tools or elaborate rituals. You only need your attention, your willingness to be present, and your openness to what unfolds. Let this story inspire you to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to fully engage with the richness of the present moment as we continue our journey. Bring this mindful farmer's spirit with you, steady, attentive, and open-hearted. Notice how even the smallest moments can be transformed by your awareness. Let your mind rest in the simplicity and depth of now. Thank you for sharing this story and this moment with me. May it serve as a reminder that mindfulness is always possible, no matter where you are or what you face. May your day be filled with gentle presence, steady calm, and the quiet joy of being fully here. As you begin, gently close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or soften your gaze to reduce external distractions. Take a moment to notice your breath as it flows in and out naturally. There is no need to change it. Simply observe the rhythm and quality of each inhale and exhale. Now bring your attention to the very top of your head. Sense the crown of your head as if you're feeling the surface of your scalp. Notice any sensations here, perhaps a gentle tingling, warmth, or even a neutral feeling. If you don't notice anything particular, that's perfectly okay too. Simply rest your awareness gently on this area. From the crown, slowly begin to move your attention downward. Bring your focus to your forehead. Notice the space between your eyebrows, the smoothness, or any tension present. See if your brow feels relaxed or if there might be some tightness or subtle furrowing. Without trying to change anything, simply observe the sensations. If you find any tension, imagine your breath flowing to this area, inviting softness and ease with every exhale. Allow your attention to drift down to your eyes. Feel the delicate muscles around your eyes and eyelids. Sometimes, when we hold stress or busyness in our minds, the eyes can carry a subtle strain. See if your eyes feel heavy or light. Notice if your eyelids are fluttering or still. Just be. Is your jaw clenched or relaxed? If you discover any tightness, gently breathe into that area and invite the muscles to soften and release. Allow your tongue to rest comfortably inside your mouth, neither pressing nor pulling back. Notice how it feels. Shift your awareness now to your neck and throat. Feel the connection between your head and shoulders. Notice if the muscles here are holding any tension, or if there is a sensation of openness. The throat area often carries emotion and expression, so observe with kindness and without judgment. Now, bring your attention to your shoulders. Feel their weight and how they rest against the surface beneath you. Notice if they are lifted or relaxed. Many of us, unconsciously, hold stress here. As you breathe out, invite your shoulders to drop, releasing any burden they may carry. Sense the spaciousness that appears as tension melts away. Moving down, notice your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and hands. Feel the sensations in these areas. Is there warmth, coolness, tingling, or stillness? Notice the way your fingers are positioned. They might be curled gently, resting lightly, or stretching. Observe these sensations, acknowledging whatever arises with a gentle curiosity. Now, bring your attention to your chest and heart area. Feel the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. Notice the subtle movement, the expansion with each inhale, and the softening with each exhale. Sense the rhythm of your breath as it connects your body to your mind. You might even notice a warmth or lightness here, or simply the steadiness of your breathing. Shift your focus to your abdomen, noticing the belly expanding as you inhale and contracting as you exhale. Observe how your breath moves through your body's core. Feel the sensations in this area, perhaps a sense of fullness, emptiness, warmth, or coolness. If any tightness or discomfort appears, breathe into it and invite it to soften, allowing your body to relax more deeply. Now, gently move your attention to your lower back and spine. Feel the support beneath you and the natural curve of your spine. Notice any areas that feel tight or uncomfortable, or perhaps areas that feel free and open. Breathe into those sensations and invite release where it's needed. Bring your awareness to your hips and pelvis. Notice how your weight is distributed here. Feel the connection to the surface beneath you. Observe any sensations or emotions that arise here. Sometimes we hold stress in this area as well. Allow your breath to be a gentle guide, softening and relaxing the muscles around your hips. Now, move your attention down your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Slowly scan these parts of your body. Notice the temperature, the pressure, and any tingling or numbness. Feel how your feet make contact with the surface, whether they are touching the floor or resting freely if you are lying down. Notice your toes. Wiggle them gently if that feels good, or simply rest your awareness on them. Feel the sensations here, the way they spread or curl, the contact they make with the surface beneath. As you scan through your entire body from head to toes, notice how your attention flows naturally from one part to another. If your mind wanders, gently and kindly bring it back to the part of the body where you last noticed sensation. There's no need to judge yourself or feel frustrated. Simply acknowledge the distraction and return your focus to your body as you continue this practice, recognize that your body is your anchor to the present moment. When your mind feels busy or overwhelmed, your physical sensations offer a gateway to grounding and calm. You might notice areas of tension or discomfort. See if you can bring a gentle acceptance to these sensations rather than resistance. Imagine your breath as a healing wave, flowing to these parts and allowing them to soften and relax. You may also notice areas of ease, warmth, or lightness. Allow your awareness to rest here and enjoy these moments of comfort. The purpose of this body scan is not to change anything forcefully, but to cultivate a gentle, non-judgmental awareness of your physical experience. This awareness helps quiet mental chatter by rooting you in the here and now. With each breath, invite yourself deeper into this present moment, letting your body become a living map of your experience. As your mind rests with the sensations of your body, whenever you choose to return to your breath and body awareness, before we end this body scan, take a moment to appreciate this connection between your mind and body. Notice the way your attention has calmed and focused, anchoring you in presence. When you feel ready, gently begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Notice the sounds around you, the surface supporting your body. Slowly open your eyes if they were closed. Take a deep breath and feel the peace you have cultivated within yourself. Know that this practice is always available to you, a simple and powerful tool to calm a busy mind and bring you back to yourself. You can return to this body scan anytime you feel overwhelmed or disconnected. With regular practice, this gentle awareness can help you build resilience, reduce stress, and deepen your sense of well-being. Thank you for dedicating this time to yourself, for nurturing your mind and body with kindness and presence. May this calm and grounded awareness stay with you throughout your day. The mind, by its very nature, is restless. If you observe closely, you'll notice how your thoughts often flit from one idea to another, like a butterfly moving from flower to flower. This restless, unsettled quality is something everyone experiences, whether we are sitting quietly or moving through our daily activities. In Buddhist teachings, this restless mind is often called the monkey mind, a metaphor for a mind that jumps and swings about without pause or focus. Imagine a lively monkey in a jungle, jumping from branch to branch, never settling in one place. It's curious, full of energy, but also unpredictable and sometimes chaotic. Our minds can be much the same, jumping from worry to plan, from memory to imagination, from distraction to distraction, often without us even realizing it. This tendency of the mind to wander can create many challenges. When the mind is scattered, it becomes difficult to focus on the present moment. Instead of being fully here, we might find ourselves caught in a stream of thoughts about the past or future, worries, regrets, or fantasies. This mental jumping creates a sense of unrest and tension. Our attention fractures, and stress or overwhelm can increase as we lose connection with the here and now. You might notice this in your own experience. Perhaps during moments of calm, you suddenly realize your mind has drifted to an unresolved task at work, a conversation from earlier in the day, or concerns about what might happen tomorrow. This is normal. It is simply the mind's natural tendency. But how we relate to this wandering mind makes all the difference. Buddhist teachings don't encourage us to fight or suppress the mind's natural activity. Instead, mindfulness invites us to notice it with kindness and curiosity. The first step is awareness. When we begin to practice mindfulness, we learn to recognize when the mind wanders. We gently notice the moment we've drifted away from our intended focus, maybe the breath, the sensations of the body, or simply the present moment itself. This recognition is not a moment of failure or frustration. It is a moment of insight. Awareness itself is a form of kindness. By noticing our distraction, we create space between ourselves and the restless activity of our thoughts. Instead of pushing the wandering mind away or feeling annoyed, mindfulness encourages us to welcome it gently, like observing a playful monkey. From a distance, we watch the mind's movements without grabbing onto them or trying to control them forcefully. This shift from resistance to gentle observation changes our relationship with the wandering mind, rather than becoming a battleground where we struggle against our own thoughts. The mind becomes a landscape we explore with patience and acceptance. When you notice your mind has wandered, you can softly guide your attention back to your anchor. Perhaps the breath, the sounds around you, or the sensations in your body. This act of returning again and again is the heart of mindfulness practice. Each time you bring your mind back, you strengthen your ability to stay present. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you practice returning to the present moment, the easier it becomes to maintain calm and focus, even amid distractions. This process isn't about achieving a perfectly still mind or stopping thoughts altogether. In fact, trying to force the mind into silence often creates more tension and struggle. Instead, mindfulness teaches us to accept the mind's natural activity without judgment. Thoughts will come and go, but you can learn to be the calm observer, the steady presence beneath the surface of mental activity. Think of the mind as a clear lake. When the wind blows, ripples disturb the surface, creating waves. The lake is not changed by these ripples. It remains deep, still, and clear beneath them. Mindfulness helps us recognize that our true nature is like the calm lake, even when thoughts cause ripples on the surface. With regular practice, this awareness of the wandering mind becomes a source of peace rather than frustration. You begin to see that the thoughts themselves are temporary visitors, passing by without needing to define your experience. This understanding can be liberating. You're no longer at the mercy of every anxious or scattered thought. You learn that you can choose where to place your attention, and that this choice shapes your experience of calm or stress. In addition to observing the mind's wandering, Buddhist teachings offer skillful means to work with it. For example, the practice of noting can be helpful. When you notice a thought or distraction, you silently label it thinking, planning, worrying, then gently return your focus to your anchor. This practice builds clarity and detachment. Another approach is to cultivate a friendly attitude toward your mind. Just as you might gently encourage a restless child to settle down, you can offer kindness to your own mind when it's busy or distracted. Remember, the mind's natural restlessness is not a flaw or weakness. It is simply part of being human. Every practitioner, no matter how experienced, encounters the wandering mind. The difference is in how we meet it, with judgment and struggle, or with compassion and acceptance. As you continue this mindful journey, Remind yourself that every moment offers an opportunity to come back to presence. The mind will wander, but you can always return. This is the art of mindfulness, the gentle dance of noticing and returning over and over again in daily life. The practice of noticing the wandering mind and bringing it back can transform your experience. You may find that stressful thoughts lose their grip, that you respond more skillfully to challenges, and that your mind feels clearer and calmer overall. When the mind is settled, it is easier to connect with the present moment fully. You experience life with more vividness and ease, free from the burden of constant distraction in time. Mindfulness can open the door to deeper wisdom, the wisdom that you are not your thoughts, but the awareness in which thoughts arise and pass away. This realization brings profound freedom and peace. So as you move forward in your practice, hold this truth gently in your heart. The wandering mind is a natural companion on the path, not an enemy to be defeated. With patience and kindness, you can learn to walk alongside it, guiding your attention back to presence and calm again and again. One of the most profound steps on the path to calming the busy mind is cultivating non-judgmental awareness. It's a subtle but powerful shift that opens the door to greater peace and understanding. We often live our lives entangled in judgments. When we feel stressed, we tell ourselves, "This is bad," or when we're joyful, "This is good." These labels shape our reactions and can amplify suffering. When a difficult emotion arises, such as anxiety or anger, this resistance to what is happening inside can intensify the discomfort and create inner turmoil. Judgmental awareness invites us to pause before reacting and simply notice. It's a gentle act of acknowledging experience as it is, without the need to fix it or change it right away. Imagine you are sitting quietly. You might feel a tightness in your chest or tension in your shoulders. Instead of immediately trying to push it away or thinking, "Why do I always feel this tension?" you practice saying silently to yourself, "This is tension." You name the sensation without judgment, without adding a narrative. This simple act creates a space around the experience, a buffer of kindness. In that space, something remarkable happens. Reduce the struggle inside. This non-judgmental stance does not mean passivity or resignation. It is not about ignoring problems or suppressing emotions. Instead, it's about meeting your inner experience with openness and curiosity. When you observe without judgment, this witnessing allows for deeper understanding. You can see patterns more clearly and respond with greater wisdom. Consider this: when you criticize yourself for feeling anxious, the anxiety often grows. But when you notice the anxiety simply as anxiety, without self-blame, you ease the tension. This practice is deeply rooted in Buddhist mindfulness teachings, often described as bare attention. Bare attention means paying attention to what is happening right now, just as it is, without coloring it with opinions or stories. Many people find this surprisingly difficult at first. Our minds are so accustomed to judging, reacting, and analyzing that just noticing without judgment feels unfamiliar or even uncomfortable. It can help to remember that, like any skill, it requires patience and kindness toward yourself. You might begin by observing small, simple experiences, warm or cool. Instead of judging the taste as good or bad, just notice the qualities of the experience. or observe the sensation of your feet touching the ground. Just be present with the feeling as you practice non-judgmental awareness. With these small moments, you build a foundation for noticing more complex inner experiences like thoughts and emotions arises, such as worry or self-criticism. Try observing it without judgment. You might silently note, "This is a worrying thought," or "This is self-criticism." Notice it as a passing event in your mind, not as an absolute truth or a personal failure. In time, you might begin to see that thoughts and feelings come and go like clouds drifting across a vast sky. Some clouds may be dark or stormy, others light and fluffy, but the sky itself remains vast and unchanged. This awareness of the transient nature of experience is another key teaching of Buddhism. By seeing that thoughts and feelings are temporary and not fixed realities, we reduce their power over us. Non-judgmental awareness also helps us relate to difficult emotions with more kindness. For example, when sadness or fear arises, instead of pushing it away or judging yourself for feeling vulnerable, you can acknowledge the emotion. This is sadness, or this is fear. This simple recognition creates a space for compassion. You treat yourself as you would a dear friend, with gentleness and understanding rather than harshness. This shift in relationship can be transformative. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficult feelings, you learn to hold them with openness and care. Sometimes, when difficult feelings or thoughts arise, you might notice that they come with an urge to act, maybe to distract yourself. Awareness doesn't mean you ignore these urges. Rather, you notice them with curiosity. This is the urge to distract myself, or this is the impulse to react. You can decide how to respond rather than reacting automatically. This ability to pause and choose is a powerful tool for calming a busy mind. The practice of not. When challenges arise, you can pause and notice your inner experience without immediately reacting or labeling it negatively. For example, if you feel frustration during a stressful conversation, you might notice the feeling as frustration without judging yourself for being too sensitive or impatient. This awareness can help you respond more skillfully and with less emotional reactivity. Non-judgmental awareness also deepens our understanding of ourselves. We often carry stories about who we are based on past experiences or beliefs. These stories can be limiting or harsh. When we observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we begin to see these stories as just that, stories, not fixed facts. This realization opens the door to greater freedom. We learn to let go of self-criticism and harshness, replacing it with acceptance and kindness. As you continue practicing non-judgmental awareness, you may notice a growing sense of ease in your daily life. The mind's chatter may soften, and moments of peace become more frequent. You might find that you're less caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Instead, you become more grounded in the present moment. This is the art of mindfulness, to be fully present with life as it unfolds. When you bring this open, accepting attention to your interactions with others, you listen more deeply and respond more thoughtfully. You learn to accept others as they are, rather than trying to change or judge them. This creates more harmony and connection. It's important to remember that non-judgmental awareness is not about denying reality or ignoring problems. It's about meeting reality with clear eyes and an open heart. When we observe without judgment, we see situations more clearly, which allows us to respond wisely in this way. Non-judgmental awareness is a foundation for compassion, insight, and calm. To cultivate this practice, you might begin with short periods of mindful observation each day. Set aside a few minutes to simply notice your thoughts, feelings, or bodily sensations without judgment. You might use gentle reminders throughout the day to pause and practice this openness. For example, when you feel stress rising, take a moment to notice what is happening inside without judging yourself. Over time, this habit grows stronger, and non-judgmental awareness becomes a natural way of relating to your experience. It's helpful to cultivate an attitude of kindness and curiosity. Approach your inner world like a curious explorer, interested in learning rather than criticizing. Remember that the mind's tendency to judge is deeply ingrained. Through practice, when judgment arises, acknowledge it without shame or frustration. Notice it and return to open observation. You might find it useful to use simple phrases as reminders. This is just a thought, accompanied by cultivating the 4 foundations of mindfulness: mindfulness of the body, feelings, mind, and mental phenomena. Each of these areas can be observed without judgment, developing a holistic awareness of experience. As your practice deepens, you may discover moments of profound peace and clarity where the mind is fully present and free from judgment. These moments can serve as reminders of your true nature, calm, clear, and spacious. To conclude this segment, invite yourself to gently bring this non-judgmental awareness into the rest of your meditation or daily activities. Allow the mind to settle naturally as you continue observing with openness and kindness. Know that every moment you practice this openness, you nurture calm and insight within. And as you practice this art of non-judgmental awareness, you are taking an important step towards calming your busy mind and finding peace in the present moment. In a time long ago, in a village nestled among rolling hills and lush forests, there lived a group of blind men. They had never seen the world with their own eyes, yet their other senses were keen, and their curiosity about the world around them was insatiable. One day, a great elephant was brought to their village, a creature so vast and majestic that it became the center of wonder for all who gathered. The village elders decided it would be a valuable lesson for the blind men to learn about this magnificent animal. Each blind man was invited to approach the elephant and to describe what they encountered by touching the creature with their hands. This, they believed, would reveal the nature of the elephant to them, even without sight. One by one, the blind men reached out. The first touched the elephant's long, flexible trunk. It felt like a thick, twisting rope that could move with surprising agility. "Ah," he declared, "the elephant is like a snake, long, flexible, and slithering." The second blind man placed his hands on one of the elephant's sturdy legs. "No," he said confidently, "the elephant is like a tree, strong, solid, and unyielding." The third reached the elephant's side and felt the broad, warm surface beneath his hands. "You're mistaken," he said gently. "The elephant is like a wall, flat, firm, and immovable." Another grasped the elephant's ear, which was thin and flapping gently in the breeze. "You all misunderstand," he insisted. "The elephant is like a large fan, soft, wide, and fluttering." The fifth man found the elephant's tail smooth and slender. No, no, the elephant is like a rope, he insisted, thin and whip-like. Last blind man touched the elephant's tusk, cold and hard. You are all wrong, he said. The elephant is like a spear sharp, rigid and pointed. As the blind men shared their impressions, they realized that each description was different, each was partially true, yet none captured the whole reality of the elephant. The men argued, each convinced of their own truth, unable to reconcile the fragments they each held. Their minds clung to their individual perspectives, mistaking them for the complete picture. This ancient story, often told in many cultures across the world, is a beautiful metaphor for the human experience of perception. It reveals how our minds can grasp only pieces of reality at a time, shaped by our limited perspective and conditioned beliefs. Much like the blind men with the elephant, we tend to interpret life through the lens of our immediate experience, often missing the broader, richer picture. The story invites us to reflect on how we approach our own experience, particularly our thoughts, emotions, and judgments. How often do we cling tightly to a single view of ourselves or a situation, believing it to be absolute truth? How frequently do we resist alternative perspectives or the complexity of reality because it challenges our assumptions? In the context of mindfulness practice, this tale becomes a profound teaching about the nature of perception and the importance of openness. Mindfulness invites us to see beyond fragmented, rigid views, to open wider, to cultivate curiosity and acceptance, and to embrace the fullness of our experience. Just as the blind men could have walked around the elephant together, touching and exploring different parts in cooperation, so too can we learn to hold multiple perspectives within awareness, recognizing that no single thought or feeling tells the whole story. This story also teaches humility. It reminds us that our minds, powerful as they are, have limits. There is always more to reality than what we immediately perceive or what our beliefs allow us to see. When we approach life with this humility, we become more willing to explore, to listen, and to be present with uncertainty. As we practice mindfulness, we learn to notice the mental habits that keep us stuck in partial views or rigid judgments. We become aware of how the mind's tendency to categorize, label, and fixate can obscure the richness of direct experience. For instance, when we label a feeling as bad or a situation as unfair, we are simplifying complex realities into narrow categories. This can close down our openness and fuel stress or resistance. Mindfulness invites us to relax these fixed labels, to observe experience with fresh eyes, like a child encountering the world for the first time. In this beginner's mind, we allow ourselves to see things as they are, moment by moment, without overlaying old stories or rigid concepts. Returning to the elephant story, imagine if the blind men had instead cooperated, sharing their experiences, without judgment or insistence on being right. What if they had listened to one another with curiosity and respect? Perhaps then, together, they could have formed a more complete understanding, recognizing the elephant as an integrated whole, with many parts, each unique yet interconnected. This spirit of open-hearted inquiry is at the heart of mindfulness practice. We learn to meet our experience with kindness and curiosity, not with the sharp edges of certainty or fear. In practical terms, This means when a thought or feeling arises, instead of clinging to it as the whole truth or pushing it away as unacceptable, we allow its space to be seen and heard. We might notice a sensation of tightness in the chest and say to ourselves, "This is tightness," rather than jumping to conclusions about what it means or how it should be different. We might recognize a thought like "I am not enough" and gently note it as just a thought, not an absolute fact. Through this gentle witnessing, we begin to loosen the grip of fixed beliefs and open to a wider perspective, one that includes multiple facets of our experience. This process is deeply freeing. It reduces inner conflict and expands our capacity to respond with wisdom and compassion. The elephant story also reflects the interconnectedness of our inner and outer worlds, just as the elephant's parts work together to create the living being, so to do our thoughts, emotions, sensations, and environment weave together the fabric of our life. Mindfulness teaches us to appreciate this interdependence and to honor each part of our experience, even those that feel uncomfortable or confusing. By embracing complexity and uncertainty with an open heart, we nurture resilience and calm amid life's challenges. This story encourages us to be patient with ourselves, recognizing that understanding unfolds gradually, like the blind man's journey toward grasping the whole elephant. It asks us to be gentle with others, recognizing that everyone's perspective is shaped by their own unique experiences and limitations, and it invites us to practice curiosity, to approach our inner and outer worlds with the eagerness of the blind men touching the elephant, ready to discover something new. So, as you continue on your mindful journey, carry this story with you as a reminder. Remember to release rigid judgments and to open your awareness wider. Notice how your mind tends to grasp certain views and gently invite it to explore more. Allow yourself the freedom to see things anew, moment by moment. With this openness, your experience becomes more vivid, more full, and more alive. Your mind grows quieter, not because it stops thinking, but because it stops clinging to partial truths. And in this spaciousness, peace naturally arises. Our minds are filled with countless thoughts every day. They emerge continuously, much like waves rolling and crashing upon the vast ocean shore. Sometimes these waves are soft and gentle, barely disturbing the surface of the water, lapping quietly against the sand. Other times, the waves become large and fierce, churning the ocean into a stormy chaos that sweeps everything in its path. Similarly, our thoughts can be calm, soothing, and peaceful, or they can be turbulent, overwhelming, and unsettling. Mindfulness offers us a way to relate to these mental waves differently, instead of being swept away, tangled, or overwhelmed by the content of our thoughts. We learn to become the observer, standing safely on the shore. From this vantage point, we watch the waves rise and fall, recognizing their nature as transient, ever-changing phenomena. We come to see that thoughts are not solid, fixed entities, nor are they inherently us or ours. Rather, they are events, passing through the mind, like clouds drifting across the sky or waves breaking upon the shore. This understanding is deeply liberating. Of ourselves, we become captive to their influence. A single negative thought, like "I am not good enough," can spiral into a cascade of self-judgment, anxiety, or despair. A worry about the future may become an endless loop, preventing us from being present and at peace. But with mindfulness, we gently step back. We cultivate the capacity to observe the content, tone, and energy of our thoughts without getting caught in their story. We notice their arrival, their presence, and their departure, recognizing their impermanence. This is not a rejection of our thoughts or an attempt to suppress them, but a kind and curious witnessing. Imagine yourself standing on a beach, watching waves come toward you. Some waves are small and playful, others tall and forceful. You don't try to hold onto the waves or push them away. You simply watch as they arrive and retreat, naturally and inevitably. Some waves may splash your feet. Some may carry debris or foam. You don't judge the waves as good or bad. You understand that the ocean is vast, and waves are just one expression of its nature. Our thoughts behave similarly. They can be joyful or sorrowful, inspiring or fearful, simple or complex. With mindfulness, we develop a spaciousness in mental shore from which to witness this dynamic flow. One practical way to practice mindfulness of thoughts is to bring awareness to the quality of your thinking. Notice the content. What is the thought about? Is it planning, remembering, imagining, judging, or daydreaming? Notice the tone. Is the thought positive, neutral, or negative? Notice the energy. Does it feel light, heavy, urgent, or calm? As you observe, you might notice patterns emerging. For example, certain worries might arise repeatedly, or certain judgments may color your thinking more often than others. By simply noticing these tendencies, you gain insight into how your mind works. Importantly, you do this with kindness and curiosity. There is no need to criticize yourself for having bad thoughts or to force the good ones to stay. The practice is about gentle awareness, seeing clearly without resistance or attachment. In the Buddhist tradition, this practice is often described as recognizing thoughts as just thoughts, events arising and passing in the field of awareness. This helps us disentangle our sense of self from the fluctuations of the mind. When we realize that I am not my thoughts, we create the possibility for greater freedom and peace. Let's consider a common experience with the worry, trying to solve it or pushing it away. Mindfulness invites you to pause. You acknowledge there is a thought about worry. You observe how it feels in your body, perhaps tightness in the chest, a flutter in the stomach, or tension in the shoulders. You might notice the tone of the thought. Is it fearful, anxious, or uncertain? And then you allow the thought to be there without needing to change it or make it go away. You watch it as it shifts, transforms, or fades over time. Sometimes, when we give space to difficult thoughts in this way, their intensity diminishes naturally. Like a storm that passes, the emotional charge linked to the thought softens, allowing us to regain calm and clarity. It's helpful to remember that thoughts are not facts. They are mental events shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and current circumstances. Just because a thought arises does not mean it is true or that it deserves our full attention or belief. In fact, many thoughts are habitual, automatic, and often distorted. Worst-case scenarios. Mindfulness teaches us to be detectives of the mind, noticing these patterns without judgment and choosing where to place our attention. As you continue practicing mindfulness of thoughts, you may begin to experience moments of spaciousness and clarity between thoughts. These gaps are like clear skies. This practice supports a shift in your relationship with your mind. Instead of being at the mercy of every passing thought, you cultivate the ability to step back, choose your responses more skillfully, and live with greater ease. A key aspect of this is patience. The mind is complex, and thoughts will continue to arise, some helpful, some not. The goal is not to eliminate thoughts, but to change how you relate to them. Imagine sitting by a river, watching leaves float by. Some leaves are bright and beautiful, others are dull or torn. You don't try to catch or judge the leaves. You simply watch as they move along. Your role is to observe, not to control. This metaphor helps remind us that mindfulness of thoughts is a practice of witnessing and acceptance. It is a kind and patient way of meeting whatever arises, moment by moment. In this space of mindful observation, many people find that the mind's busyness naturally calms. The restless monkey mind quiets as attention steadies on the present. You might also notice that as you become more aware of your thoughts, you gain insight into their origins. You may see how past experiences influence your thinking, or how certain triggers provoke patterns of worry or anger. This self-awareness is powerful. It provides the foundation for healing old patterns, reducing reactivity, and cultivating more skillful ways of being. At the same time, mindfulness of thoughts opens the door to greater creativity, clarity, and wisdom. With a calmer mind, you can access deeper intuition and clearer decision-making. As you continue this practice, it is helpful to cultivate a gentle and compassionate attitude toward yourself. Minds that are busy or anxious often carry a harsh inner critic. Mindfulness encourages you to soften that voice, replacing judgment with kindness. When difficult or persistent thoughts arise, acknowledge them as part of the human experience. You are not alone in having a busy mind. It is something everyone experiences. Allow yourself to be present with your thoughts as a friend would with patience, openness, and care. One practical way to begin cultivating mindfulness of thoughts is through daily meditation sessions. Set aside a few minutes each day to sit quietly, focusing on your breath and noticing thoughts as they come and go. Start by simply labeling thoughts as thinking or thought when they arise. Then, gently return your attention to the breath. Over time, this builds your skill in noticing thoughts without getting lost in their content. Outside of formal meditation, you can practice mindfulness of thoughts throughout your day. When you catch yourself becoming overwhelmed by worries or caught in a mental story, pause and bring gentle awareness to the experience. Ask yourself, what am I thinking right now? Can I see this thought as just a passing event? What sensation or emotion accompanies it? This moment of stepping back creates space for a calmer and more deliberate response. In the ancient Buddhist texts, it is described as one of the 4 foundations of mindfulness, a core teaching for awakening and freedom. By cultivating awareness of the mind's movements, we gain insight into the nature of reality and the workings of our own consciousness. The ability to watch thoughts without being controlled by them is a cornerstone of mental freedom and peace. Ultimately, mindfulness of thoughts invites us to a profound truth that we are not our thoughts, but the awareness in which they arise. This shift in identity from being lost in thought to being the observer of thought, regret, and anxiety that often dominate our inner experience. It allows us to be more present, grounded, and at ease. As you continue to explore this practice, remember that the mind is like the ocean. You have the choice to be the shore that witnesses them calmly. With each breath, you cultivate this steady presence, deepening your connection to the here and now. Find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down, where you can relax without strain. Close your eyes gently, allowing the eyelids to rest softly over your gaze. Begin by turning your attention inward, noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Feel the gentle flow of air entering your nostrils, cool and fresh. Sense the breath as it moves through your body, expanding your chest and belly on the inhale, then releasing and softening as you exhale. There is no need to change your breathing in any way. Simply observe it as it is steady, flowing, alive, with a few full breaths. Allow yourself to settle more deeply into this moment. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting your weight, grounding you into the present. Notice the sensations of your body resting, the subtle sounds around you, and the quiet space within as you rest here. Your mind may begin to wander. This is completely natural. Thoughts will come and go, as they always do. Rather than resisting or chasing after them, allow your awareness to gently notice each thought as it arises. As a thought surfaces, bring a soft, gentle label to it. For example, if a planning thought arises, acknowledge it as planning. If you recall a memory, notice it as remembering. If a worry or concern drifts into your mind, simply recognize it as worrying or thinking. Imagine your thoughts as leaves drifting on the surface of a clear, flowing stream. Each leaf floats freely, carried by the gentle current, moving along without resistance or effort. You do not try to grasp the leaf or push it away. You simply observe it as it travels downstream, then disappears from sight. With each thought, you have the choice to either follow the leaf downstream, becoming absorbed in its story, or to return your attention calmly to the steady flow of your breath. When you notice that your mind has wandered, perhaps caught up in a particular thought or emotion, simply bring your focus back to the breath as an anchor, without judgment or frustration. This practice of observing breath and thoughts together helps cultivate a sense of calm presence amidst the natural activity of the mind. It teaches us that we can be aware of mental processes without being overwhelmed or controlled by them. Return now to the breath. Feel the inhale as it draws air into your body, expanding your chest and belly. Feel the exhale as the air gently leaves, softening and releasing tension. The breath is always present, steady and reliably, refuge in the midst of mental movement. Allow your awareness to widen slightly, noticing not only the breath, but also the sensations that arise within your body. Perhaps there is a subtle tension, somewhere a tightness in the shoulders, a flutter in the stomach, or a gentle warmth in the hands. Observe these sensations without labeling them as good or bad. They simply are part of the living experience of this moment. Now, as you continue to breathe, bring your attention once again to the flow of thoughts. Watch as one thought arises after another, some brief, some persistent, some pleasant, some challenging. Imagine each thought as a unique leaf, different in shape, color, and size, drifting downstream. Notice the tone of each thought. Is it calm and neutral, or does it carry emotion, perhaps excitement, fear, joy, or sadness? See if you can observe the energy behind the thought, the way it moves through your awareness. the speed at which it flows. If a particular thought is strong or compelling, acknowledge it gently. Say to yourself, thinking, or planning, or feeling. Allow the thought to be present without pushing it away or getting caught up in its content. When you feel pulled into the story or meaning of a thought, simply notice that this is happening. Recognize that the mind is naturally drawn to narratives and interpretations. With kindness, guide your attention back to the breath. Return to the steady rhythm of inhalation and exhalation, the ever-present flow that grounds you in now. This gentle return is the heart of mindfulness meditation. It is not about stopping thoughts or controlling the mind, but about training attention and cultivating a peaceful relationship with mental activity. Imagine the stream again, wide and clear. The leaves continue to float by. Sometimes a leaf may pause near you, a thought that holds your interest or concern, but soon it moves on. You remain steady, watching, breathing, present. This awareness creates a spaciousness within the capacity to hold whatever arises without being overwhelmed. It is a safe space where thoughts, emotions, and sensations can come and go, held in the calm presence of your observing mind. As you practice this meditation over time, you may notice changes in how you relate to your thoughts. Patterns that once seemed urgent or chaotic may begin to soften. You develop greater patience and kindness toward yourself and your experience. Sometimes you might encounter particularly persistent or challenging thoughts, worries, doubts, regrets, or fears. Mindfulness encourages you to meet these with curiosity rather than avoidance. Acknowledge their presence. Notice how they feel in your body. See if you can hold them with a gentle openness, like a compassionate friend. This practice helps reduce the power of difficult thoughts. When we resist or suppress them, they often grow stronger. When we approach them with mindful awareness, their intensity can diminish, allowing healing and clarity to arise. At moments when your mind feels especially busy or scattered, return to this meditation as an anchor. Focus on the breath and the observation of thoughts, remembering that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that notices them. The Buddha described the mind as a monkey, always leaping and restless. Mindfulness meditation is the gentle training that calms the monkey, helping it settle and find peace. With regular practice, you cultivate mental steadiness, clarity, and calmness. You become less reactive and more able to choose your responses wisely. This mindful observation of breath and thought also deepens your connection to the present moment. Instead of being lost in mental stories or worries about the future, you learn to rest in the here and now, where true peace resides. As you continue breathing smoothly and naturally, notice the simple joy of being alive, the aliveness in each breath, each sensation, each moment of awareness. Let this awareness fill your whole being, bringing a sense of calm, clarity, and balance. If you like, gently deepen your breath now, taking a few full inhales and slow, complete exhales. Feel the fresh energy entering your body and the release of tension as you breathe out. Know that this breath, this mindful presence, is always available to you, whether in meditation or throughout your daily life. Whenever you feel caught up in thoughts or stress, you can return here to your breath, to the peaceful observer within. As we prepare to gently end this meditation, take a few final moments to rest fully in the experience of calm awareness. Feel the ease and spaciousness that comes from observing breath and thought without clinging or resistance. When you are ready, slowly begin to deepen your breath and bring gentle movement back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch your arms or legs if that feels good. When it feels right, open your eyes softly, carrying the calm presence with you as you continue your day. Remember, this practice of breath and thought observation is a powerful tool for calming a busy mind and cultivating peace. With patience and kindness, it becomes a sanctuary you can visit anytime. In the quiet stillness of this moment, begin by turning your attention inward, becoming aware of any tension or tightness that might be gripping your body or mind. As you breathe gently, invite a sense of softness, of ease. Let this be your space to explore a powerful teaching, the art of letting go. Letting go is a practice at the heart of mindfulness. It is the gentle release of our grip on thoughts, emotions, and expectations that bind us to suffering. Imagine for a moment that your mind is holding tightly onto a precious object. The harder you clutch, the more your hand aches. Sometimes we hold so tightly to what we think should be, to how life ought to unfold, that we miss the simple reality of what is. In Buddhist teachings, attachment is described as one of the primary sources of suffering. When we become attached to specific outcomes, to fixed ideas about how things must be, we set ourselves up for frustration and pain. Life, however, is fluid and ever-changing, like a river that flows through shifting landscapes. If we try to hold the water in our hands, it slips away, no matter how hard we try. Letting go, then, is not about giving up or resigning ourselves to passivity. It is a deep acceptance of reality exactly as it is, without the need to control or resist. This acceptance opens a door to profound peace that arises when we stop struggling against the flow of life. Consider how often your mind insists on how things should be. Maybe there are expectations you have about yourself, how you should look, feel, or perform. Perhaps there are beliefs about how relationships must unfold or how your day should go. These shoulds can become chains, trapping us in dissatisfaction when reality doesn't match our ideals. Mindfulness invites us to notice these expectations without judgment. Instead of fighting against the mismatch, we practice observing what is present with openness and curiosity. We begin to see that many of our frustrations arise not from external circumstances themselves, but from the stories we tell ourselves about them. Take a moment now to gently ask yourself, what am I holding onto? Are there thoughts or feelings that I clutch tightly? Perhaps worries about the future, regrets from the past, or self-criticisms that echo in your mind. Recognize these attachments as they arise, not to push them away, but to simply acknowledge their presence. In doing so, you create space. Space to breathe, space to relax, space to allow life to be as it is, rather than as you wish it to be. This space is the fertile ground for peace to grow. Letting go also means releasing attachment to outcomes. When we fixate on a specific result, whether success, approval, or a particular experience, we risk becoming trapped in anxiety and disappointment. Life rarely follows a straight path. It unfolds with twists and turns. The tighter you squeeze, the more sand slips through your fingers. But if you open your hand gently, letting the sand flow naturally. You experience freedom and ease. This image serves as a metaphor for our relationship with life's outcomes. Clinging tightly to expectations creates resistance. Releasing our grip invites flow. It's important to note that letting go does not mean becoming indifferent or careless. It is not about abandoning your goals or desires. Rather, it is about engaging with life fully, while remaining open to whatever arises, success or failure, joy or sorrow, with equanimity. In the practice of mindfulness, this equanimity is a balanced state of mind that neither clings nor rejects, but rests calmly with experience. It allows us to respond with wisdom rather than reacting out of fear or craving. Letting go is also deeply connected to the practice of compassion, both for ourselves and for others. When we release harsh judgments and rigid expectations, we open our hearts to kindness and understanding. For example, you might notice a recurring self-critical thought and recognize that it stems from a place of fear or insecurity. Rather than fighting the thought or believing it, you gently let it go, replacing it with a compassionate intention to care for yourself. Similarly, in relationships, letting go of expectations about how others should behave can reduce conflict and suffering. We learn to accept people as they are, recognizing their imperfections and limitations with kindness. This does not mean tolerating harm or unhealthy dynamics, but rather finding peace in the acceptance of what is beyond our control. Many spiritual traditions, including Zen Buddhism, emphasize that letting go is a gradual practice cultivated moment by moment. It requires patience and gentleness. Some attachments are deeply rooted and will not dissolve instantly. When you feel resistance or struggle in letting go, know that this too is part of the path. The very act of noticing your resistance is a step toward freedom. Mindfulness encourages you to approach letting go with curiosity. What happens in your body when you try to hold on? Where do you feel tension or tightness? What sensations arise when you experiment with loosening your grip? This embodied awareness deepens your understanding of attachment, moving beyond intellectual ideas to direct experience. As you breathe in, invite a sense of openness into your heart and mind. As you breathe out, imagine releasing any tightness or tension. Feel the softening that comes with each exhale. Letting go can also be seen as a form of trust, trusting the natural unfolding of life, trusting yourself to meet challenges as they arise, and trusting that peace is available. Even amidst uncertainty, the Buddha taught that clinging to impermanent things causes suffering. But when we embrace impermanence, when we see that everything changes, we cultivate wisdom and freedom. Observe how thoughts, emotions, and sensations arise and pass away like clouds moving across the sky. This natural flow invites us to relax our grip and flow along with life rather than resisting. Try now to visualize a gentle stream flowing downstream. Place your worries, expectations, or rigid ideas into the water and watch them float away. Notice how the stream carries them effortlessly. Allow this image to remind you that you need not carry burdens alone. By letting go, you share the weight and invite ease in daily life. Letting go manifests as simple choices, releasing frustration when traffic slows, forgiving mistakes, your own and others, accepting change without fear. These moments are opportunities to practice the art of letting go and cultivate inner peace. Remember, letting go is not about erasing your desires or feelings, but about transforming your relationship with them. Instead of being driven by attachment, you engage with life with mindful awareness and gentle acceptance. The freedom that arises from this practice allows you to respond rather than react, to live fully in the present, and to find calm amidst the busyness of your mind. As you continue your mindfulness journey, return to this teaching often. When you notice yourself clinging, pause, breathe, and invite a soft release. Letting go is a gift you give to yourself, an opening to peace that exists beyond struggle. May this practice nourish your heart and calm your mind, guiding you toward greater freedom and joy. Imagine, for a moment, a quiet tea room bathed in soft light. The air is filled with the gentle aroma of freshly brewed tea, a scent that invites calm and attention. In this room sits a master, serene and composed, embodying a quiet presence that seems to slow time itself. Across from the master sits a visitor, eager to learn, carrying with them a mind full of questions, opinions, and expectations. The master lifts a delicate teapot, crafted with simplicity and grace, and begins to pour warm tea into the visitor's cup. Slowly, steadily, the tea fills the cup first to the brim, then spilling over the edges, flowing onto the saucer, then the table, until the visitor suddenly exclaims, "Stop, the cup is full, no more tea can fit." The master smiles gently and replies, "Like this cup, your mind is full of opinions, assumptions, and judgments. How can I show you mindfulness unless you first empty your cup?" This simple yet profound story is a cornerstone of Zen teaching, reminding us of the importance of the beginner's mind, the attitude of openness, curiosity, and receptivity that is essential for calming a busy mind. What does it mean to have a beginner's mind? It means approaching each moment as if for the very first time, without the clutter of past experiences, biases, or fixed ideas. It means letting go of certainty and allowing space for fresh understanding to arise in our daily lives. Our minds become like that cup filled to overflowing with thoughts about what should be, what we know, and what we expect. These mental contents shape how we perceive the world and ourselves, often creating noise and distraction. We carry narratives about who we are, how things must go, and what others ought to do. These stories, while sometimes useful, can also trap us in patterns of reactivity and stress, making it difficult to be present. Mindfulness invites us to let go of these preconceived notions, to empty our cup, so that we can experience life directly and clearly. Try to notice now how your mind might be full of plans, worries, judgments, or opinions. What assumptions are you holding tightly? Perhaps ideas about how your day should unfold, or stories about past events that still echo. Observe these thoughts without criticism. They are natural, like clouds in the sky, but recognize that holding on to them tightly leaves little room for new insights or calm. Emptying the cup is not about erasing knowledge or forgetting lessons learned. Instead, it is about releasing rigidity, allowing flexibility and openness to bloom. When the cup is empty, it can receive new tea without spilling. Likewise, when our minds are open, we can receive experience with freshness and clarity. This openness is the seed of mindfulness, a quality that calms the restless mind by reducing attachment to fixed ideas. The story also reminds us of humility in learning. To truly grow, we must admit that we do not have all the answers and be willing to see things anew. When we bring beginner's mind to mindfulness practice, we approach each breath, each sensation, and each thought as something new worthy of attention and wonder. This helps us break free from habitual patterns and cultivates a vibrant awareness that anchors us in the present. Consider how often you move through life on autopilot, reacting based on past habits or judgments. These automatic responses can create stress, misunderstanding, and a sense of disconnection. By emptying the cup, we invite ourselves to slow down and observe without the filter of expectation. This practice extends beyond formal meditation into every moment, listening deeply when others speak, tasting food as if for the first time, noticing the feeling of the sun on your skin. Each of these acts done with beginner's mind becomes a doorway to calm and presence. Emptying the cup also means letting go of the need to control or fix experience. When our minds are full of rigid ideas, we resist what is, fueling frustration. Instead, we learn to hold our thoughts and feelings lightly, like leaves floating on a stream. This lightness fosters peace. Reflect on a time when you felt overwhelmed by your own thoughts or judgments. How did that fullness affect your mood or clarity? What might have shifted if you allowed your mind to rest open and unfilled? The Master's teaching reminds us that before we can truly learn or understand mindfulness, we must first make space within ourselves. This is an invitation to practice patience and compassion. Our minds have been filling up for a lifetime. It takes gentle effort to slowly empty the cup. The process is ongoing. Even as we practice mindfulness, new thoughts and assumptions arise. The key is to notice when the cup becomes full again and to gently bring it back to openness. In this way, mindfulness is a dance between fullness and emptiness, between knowing and unknowing. The cup of tea story also connects to the broader Zen principle of non-attachment. When we hold tightly to what we think or believe, we lose sight of the fluidity and impermanence of life. By releasing attachments, we cultivate freedom, a freedom that allows the mind to be clear, responsive, and calm. As you continue on this mindful journey, return often to the image of the cup. Notice when your mind feels overflowing and remind yourself to let go, to empty, to be open. Let this openness be a gift you give yourself, an invitation to experience each moment fully, without the weight of past clutter. Through this practice, the busy mind finds rest. The restless waves settle, revealing the calm, clear lake beneath. May this teaching inspire you to approach mindfulness with the gentle humility and openness of a beginner, ready to receive the richness of each moment. With a calm and clear mind, mindfulness is often thought of as something we practice during meditation, sitting quietly on a cushion, focusing on the breath or a mantra. While meditation is a powerful way to cultivate presence, the essence of mindfulness reaches far beyond the meditation hall. The true art of mindfulness lies in weaving awareness into the fabric of our everyday lives. Imagine for a moment your daily routine, those moments when you're washing dishes walking to the store, eating your meal, or even brushing your teeth. These seemingly ordinary activities hold extraordinary potential to become gateways to peace and calm. When we engage fully with what we are doing, moment by moment, the mental noise that often clouds our mind begins to dissolve. Let us begin by exploring the simple act of washing dishes. Many of us rush through this chore, eager to move on to the next task. But what happens if you slow down and really pay attention? Feel the temperature of the water as your hands dip in. Notice the texture of the soap suds as they bubble and slide between your fingers. Hear the gentle clinking of the plates and glasses as you carefully scrub and rinse. Observe the rhythm of your movements, the steady back and forth, the rising and falling of your arms. Each sensation becomes a thread in a tapestry of mindfulness. You are fully present with your hands and senses, not lost in a whirl of thoughts about what's next on your to-do list or worries about the future. This simple shift transforms dishwashing from a mundane chore into a profound practice. The mind settles, the body relaxes, and a gentle calm begins to bloom from within. Walking is another beautiful opportunity to practice mindfulness. How often do you walk somewhere while your mind races ahead, distracted by worries or plans? Instead, try to bring your full attention to the experience of walking. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Notice how your weight shifts from heel to toe. Listen to the sound of your footsteps, soft, steady, grounding. Observe the movement of your legs and the balance of your body as you move forward. Allow your breath to fall naturally into rhythm with your steps. When your mind wanders, gently return it to the sensations of walking. Even a short stroll can become a moving meditation that refreshes and centers you. Eating, too, holds a wealth of mindfulness practice. In our fast-paced world, meals often become rushed affairs, eaten while multitasking or distracted by screens. Mindful eating invites us to slow down and engage fully with the food before us. Look at the colors and shapes on your plate. Notice the aromas as you bring food to your nose. Take small bites and savor the flavors and textures as they unfold in your mouth. Chew slowly and deliberately, paying attention to each sensation. Be curious about how the food nourishes your body, how it fuels your energy and supports your well-being. Eating mindfully not only brings calm, but can also deepen your appreciation for the simple sustenance that supports life. These moments of mindful presence anchor us in the here and now, pulling us away from the constant chatter of the mind. When we bring full attention to everyday actions, the mind's restlessness softens, and a deep sense of peace emerges naturally. Beyond these examples, mindfulness can be cultivated in countless small ways. The feel of the breeze on your skin, the sound of birdsong, the warmth of sunlight filtering through a window. Every moment holds the possibility for mindful awareness. However, weaving mindfulness into daily life requires intention and patience. Our minds are habitually inclined to rush, to seek distraction, or to fixate on past regrets or future anxieties. It takes gentle persistence to pause and return attention to the present. Begin by choosing one daily activity that you usually do on autopilot. It might be brushing your teeth, making your bed, or brewing your morning tea. Commit to practicing mindfulness during this activity for 1 week. As you perform this action, Slow down and bring your senses fully online. Notice each movement, sensation, and sound. When your mind drifts, acknowledge the distraction without judgment and gently bring it back to the task. You may find that the activity feels different, richer, more alive, more soothing. This simple practice creates a ripple effect, gradually increasing your overall capacity for presence. It is important to approach this practice with kindness. If your mind wanders frequently, or if you feel impatient or restless, treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. Remember, mindfulness is not about perfection or getting it right. It is a gentle invitation to notice, to return, and to be present again and again. The transformative power of mindfulness in daily actions lies in its cumulative effect. Each moment of presence is a seed planted in the fertile soil of your awareness. Over time, these seeds grow into a resilient garden of calm, clarity, and joy. As you cultivate this garden, you may notice subtle shifts. The mind's tendency to worry or ruminate softens. Emotions that once felt overwhelming become more manageable. You begin to experience a greater sense of ease and balance throughout your day. Mindfulness also enhances our relationships. When we are fully present with others, even during simple interactions, we listen more deeply and respond with greater empathy. This presence fosters connection and understanding, enriching our lives and reducing feelings of isolation. Incorporating mindfulness into daily actions is a practice of awakening to the richness of life itself. It teaches us that peace is not something distant or rare, but accessible in the ordinary moments that fill our days. Let us revisit the image of a still, clear lake reflecting the sky above. When the surface is calm, we see reflections with perfect clarity. When ripples disturb the water, the image becomes fragmented. Mindfulness smooths the ripples on the lake of the mind. By engaging fully in daily actions, we nurture that stillness, allowing clarity and peace to emerge naturally. Try this now. Bring your attention to your breath as you gently move your hands, feeling the subtle sensations of touch and movement. Notice how this simple act connects you to the present moment. Each breath, each movement, each ordinary action is an invitation to mindfulness. By accepting this invitation, you cultivate a calm mind that is both awake and at peace. As your practice deepens, you will find that mindfulness in daily life is not separate from formal meditation, but an extension of it. The clarity and calm you develop on the cushion flow into your everyday moments, transforming the way you live. In the coming days and weeks, embrace opportunities to practice mindfulness wherever you are. Notice how this practice gently dissolves busyness and distraction, revealing the quiet, steady presence that is always available within. Remember, mindfulness is a gift you give yourself, a pathway to calm the busy mind and find peace amidst the flow of life. Walking is one of the most fundamental and natural movements we perform every day. Yet, so often, it becomes a background activity, executed mindlessly as we rush to our next destination, caught up in thoughts about what's ahead or what's behind. Walking meditation invites us to slow down, to transform this simple act of moving through space into a profound practice of presence. Begin by standing comfortably with your feet rooted firmly on the ground. Feel the weight of your body supported. by the earth beneath you. Notice the contact points between your feet and the floor, or ground the heels, the balls of the feet, the toes. Sense the stability that the ground provides. This connection to the earth is a reminder that you are grounded in this very moment. Allow your eyes to soften or gently close if it feels comfortable. Take a few deep breaths, noticing how your body rises and falls with each inhale and exhale. Let your breathing settle into its natural rhythm. This breath is your anchor, steady and reliable, no matter what the mind may do. As you begin to take your first step, bring your full attention to the sensation of lifting your foot. Feel the subtle movements in your ankle, knee, and hip as your foot disengages from the ground. Notice the balance required as your weight shifts, the muscles engaging and relaxing to carry you forward. Now, bring awareness to the motion of moving your foot through the air. Observe the feeling of the air brushing against your skin, the slight tension as your muscles control the movement, the effortless flow as the foot moves towards the next placement. As your foot approaches the ground, sense the anticipation of touch. Feel the moment just before contact, and then the actual sensation as the sole of your foot meets the earth again. Notice the pressure changes, the tiny adjustments your body makes to maintain balance with each step. The mind may want to wander, perhaps, to a task waiting ahead, a worry lingering from the past, or a distraction in the environment. This is natural. When you notice your attention drifting, gently acknowledge the thought without judgment, like a passing cloud in the sky, and then kindly bring your focus back to the sensation of walking. Try to synchronize your breath with your movement. You might inhale for 2 steps and exhale for 2 steps, or find a rhythm that feels natural and calming to you. The breath and the steps become a dance, a flowing rhythm that connects mind and body. Walking meditation invites you to inhabit your body fully and to savor the richness of each movement. It is a practice of embodied awareness that grounds you in the here and now, dissolving mental busyness and creating space for calm. As you continue walking, notice how your posture supports your movement. Feel the alignment of your head, neck, and spine. Are your shoulders relaxed? Is your chest open or constricted? Adjust gently if needed, maintaining a stance that is both alert and relaxed. You may find your mind beginning to quiet as the repetitive motion and attentive presence merge into a gentle flow. This is the essence of moving meditation, a dynamic stillness where action and awareness coexist. Sometimes the environment will offer additional invitations for mindfulness. Perhaps you hear the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the distant call of a bird, or the rhythmic tapping of your feet on the ground. Let these sounds become part of your experience without pulling your attention away from your walking. The senses are portals to presence. As you walk, you might notice the temperature of the air on your skin, the scent of earth or flowers, the play of light and shadow around you. Mindfulness expands to include these details, enriching your awareness and deepening your connection to the present. If you encounter a pausa, moment where you stop walking, bring the same gentle attention to standing still. Feel the weight of your body on your feet, the sensation of the air around you, and the rhythm of your breath. Even in stillness, mindfulness anchors you in the moment. Walking meditation can be practiced anywhere in a quiet garden, along a forest path, on a city sidewalk, or even inside your home. The place is less important than the quality of attention you bring. Each step is an opportunity to cultivate calm, clarity, and connection when practiced regularly. Walking meditation strengthens your ability to carry mindfulness into more active parts of your day. It teaches you to find calm amidst movement, to remain present even when life is busy or unpredictable. As your walking session draws to a close, allow your pace to slow gradually. Bring your attention back fully to the sensations in your feet and legs. Take a few moments standing still again, feeling grounded and centered. Reflect on how this simple practice of mindful walking has touched your body and mind. Perhaps you notice a sense of ease, a softness in your breath, or a quieting of mental chatter. Remember, mindfulness is not about escaping or controlling your experience, but about embracing each moment fully, with kindness and curiosity. Walking meditation is a beautiful way to embody this approach, to be awake, attentive, and peaceful with each step. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or scattered, returning to the steady rhythm of mindful walking can bring you back home to yourself. Let us now take a final deep breath together, inhaling calm and presence, exhaling tension and distraction. Your mindful walking practice is complete for now, but its effects ripple into every step you take beyond this moment. Compassion and mindfulness are deeply intertwined qualities, each nourishing the other in a gentle and profound dance. When we practice mindfulness, that is, the art of paying gentle, curious attention to our present experience, it opens a doorway to compassion, both towards ourselves and towards others. This segment invites you to explore this connection, cultivating a heart-centered presence that brings patience, kindness, and healing to your busy mind and tender emotions. Begin by bringing your awareness to the simple act of noticing. Notice your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise. Notice them not with a critical eye, but with openness and acceptance. See if you can hold each experience with kindness, like holding a delicate flower in your hand. Mindfulness itself is an act of compassion because it chooses to meet whatever arises with care rather than resistance. In our fast-paced world, it is easy to become harsh judges of ourselves. We may notice thoughts that criticize or blame, feelings that bring shame or frustration. When we practice mindfulness, we begin to create space between ourselves and these difficult emotions. We learn to observe self-criticism as just another passing experience, not an absolute truth. This spacious awareness allows compassion to gently enter, a soothing balm to the inner. Critics' harsh words. Compassion starts within. It begins with extending the same kindness to ourselves that we might offer to a dear friend going through a hard time. Imagine for a moment how you might speak softly and supportively to someone you care about deeply. Now turn that gentle voice inward. Allow yourself the grace to be human, to make mistakes, to feel vulnerable. Mindfulness creates the fertile ground where this self-compassion can grow. As you continue this practice, notice how compassion softens your self-judgment. Perhaps there is a part of you that feels anxious, overwhelmed, or tired. Rather than pushing that part away or telling it to just get over it, mindfulness invites you to recognize and honor that pain with kindness. You might silently say to yourself, "This is hard right now. I'm here with you." This simple act of compassionate acknowledgement can bring immediate relief and emotional balance. Mindfulness also awakens our natural capacity for empathy towards others. When we cultivate a patient and accepting attitude toward our own experience, it becomes easier to extend that same patience to the struggles of others. We begin to see that just like us, they have moments of joy and pain, fear and hope. Compassion bridges the gap between self and other, reminding us of our shared humanity. Consider how mindfulness and compassion together create a powerful cycle of healing. Mindfulness sharpens our awareness, helping us catch negative patterns of thought or emotional reactivity as they arise. Compassion then steps in as a gentle counterbalance, offering kindness where there was self-judgment, understanding where there was frustration. In this way, mindfulness and compassion work hand in hand to calm the restless mind and soothe the aching heart. One of the beautiful teachings in Buddhism is the cultivation of the four sublime states, or Brahmaviharas: loving kindness, metta, compassion, karuna, sympathetic joy, mudita, and equanimity, upekkha. These qualities arise naturally as we deepen our mindfulness practice, guiding us towards a life of emotional balance and interconnectedness. Loving kindness is the simple wish that all beings be happy and free from suffering. Compassion is the heartfelt desire to alleviate others' pain. Sympathetic joy celebrates the happiness of others without envy, and equanimity offers a balanced mind that remains steady through life's ups and downs. Cultivating these qualities within yourself transforms the way you relate to your own fears and struggles and to those of others. Let's explore a gentle meditation to nurture compassion through mindfulness. Begin by settling into a comfortable posture. Close your eyes if that feels right, and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of inhalation and exhalation. Allow yourself to become present with this simple, life-giving process. Now bring to mind a part of yourself that feels vulnerable or in need of care. It might be a physical sensation, an emotion, or a thought pattern. Imagine cradling this part of yourself with gentle hands. Silently offer kind words such as, "May you be safe, may you be peaceful, may you be free from suffering." Let these intentions wash over you like a warm light. If difficult feelings arise, notice them with curiosity rather than fear or avoidance. Each breath can be an invitation to soften around these feelings, to hold them with compassionate presence. Remember, compassion is not about fixing or changing. It is about being with whatever is, fully and kindly. Next, expand your awareness to include others. Bring to mind someone you care about deeply. Visualize them clearly and offer them the same wishes of loving kindness. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. Imagine your heart opening towards them, sending warmth and kindness their way. You might also extend this kindness to someone neutral, a person you see regularly but don't know well, and even to someone you find challenging. The practice is to cultivate an open heart that embraces all beings, recognizing the shared experience of being human. Throughout this meditation, maintain a gentle curiosity about the sensations in your body and the flow of your breath. When the mind wanders, simply return to the intention of compassion, allowing it to guide you back as you deepen this compassionate mindfulness. You may notice a gradual shift in your inner landscape. The harshness of self-judgment softens, the grip of fear loosens, and a sense of calm presence takes root. Compassion becomes both a shield and a balm, protecting you from the storms of mental chatter and soothing wounds, old and new. This gentle, caring presence also enhances your resilience. When difficult emotions arise, compassion creates a safe container in which they can be felt and understood rather than feared or denied. Mindfulness, paired with compassion, teaches us that pain is not something to run from, but something to meet with courage and kindness. Over time, this practice transforms not only how you relate to yourself, but also how you engage with the world. Compassion inspires generosity, patience, and forgiveness. It encourages you to listen deeply, to act with kindness, and to approach life's challenges with an open heart. The journey of cultivating compassion through mindfulness is ongoing, filled with moments of insight, struggle, and grace. It requires patience and gentle persistence, much like tending a delicate garden. Each time you bring mindful kindness to your experience, you nourish the seeds of emotional well-being that blossom into peace and courage. Let us close this segment by resting for a moment in this heartful awareness. Take a few deep, slow breaths and allow yourself to feel the warmth of compassion flowing through your body. Imagine it radiating outwards, touching every cell, every thought, every feeling. Remember, mindfulness is not just about observing. It is about opening the heart to the fullness of life with all its joys and sorrows. Compassion is the natural expression of this open presence. Carry this gentle, caring presence with you as you continue your practice and your day. Let it be a reminder that you are worthy of kindness from yourself and from the world. Pain and difficulty are inevitable parts of life. At some point, everyone encounters hardship, whether it be physical pain, emotional distress, loss, disappointment, or challenge. The Buddha's teaching on the two arrows offers a wise perspective on how we can relate to these inevitable difficulties in a way that reduces suffering and cultivates peace. Imagine this: the first arrow is the unavoidable pain or difficulty itself. It is the natural experience of discomfort that life brings. Whether it's a physical injury, a harsh word from someone we care about, or the loss of a cherished dream, these moments are part of our human journey. The first arrow pierces us, and it hurts. It demands our attention. The second arrow, however, is something different. The second arrow is our reaction to the first, the way we resist, fight, or judge the pain. It is the additional suffering we create when we say, "This shouldn't be happening," or "I can't bear this," or "Why me?" It might take the form of anger, frustration, regret, or self-pity. The second arrow compounds the hurt of the first, often prolonging and deepening our suffering far beyond the original pain. The Buddha's insight was simple yet revolutionary. While the first arrow is often unavoidable, the second arrow is optional. It arises from our mental and emotional responses, patterns we can observe, understand, and transform. Mindfulness, the practice of present moment awareness without judgment, helps us recognize these reactions early and choose a different path. Let us explore this teaching through a story. Long ago, a young student approached the Buddha, burdened by the weight of life's difficulties. The student had recently lost a beloved family member and was consumed by grief. Additionally, many smaller frustrations, lost job, conflicts with friends, and lingering doubts crowded the student's heart and mind. Seeking relief, the student asked the Buddha, "Why do I suffer so much? Is there a way to be free from this pain?" The Buddha smiled gently and shared a metaphor. Imagine you are walking along a path and suddenly you are struck by an arrow. This is the first arrow, the unavoidable pain or difficulty. It causes you physical or emotional suffering. You cannot prevent this arrow from hitting you. It is part of life. The student nodded, tears glistening in their eyes. But the Buddha continued, "Now imagine a second arrow strikes you, one that you shoot yourself. This second arrow represents the suffering that arises from your reaction to the first arrow. When you resist the pain, blame yourself or others, or cling to how things should be, you shoot this second arrow. It deepens your suffering and keeps you trapped." The student looked confused. But how can I avoid the second arrow when the first arrow already hurts so much? The Buddha's eyes were filled with compassion. You cannot stop the first arrow, but you can choose not to shoot the second. Through mindfulness, you learn to recognize when the second arrow is about to be released, the resistance, the anger, the regret, and instead respond with awareness and acceptance. This awareness creates space where healing can begin. This simple yet profound teaching invites us to pause before reacting to life's difficulties. It calls for an inner vigilance, a watchful presence that notices when we are about to shoot the second arrow, to judge, to resist, or to fall into despair, and instead invites us to meet pain with a calm, steady heart. Think about a time when you experienced a difficult situation. Perhaps you faced a criticism at work or had an argument with a loved one. The initial event, the first arrow, may have caused discomfort or hurt, but often it is what happens next, the second arrow, that shapes how deeply we suffer. Did you replay the incident over and over in your mind? Did you tell yourself harsh stories, blame yourself or others, or feel stuck in anger? These reactions intensify suffering beyond what the original event required. Mindfulness teaches us to become aware of these reactive patterns. When a painful thought or feeling arises, instead of automatically jumping into judgment or resistance, mindfulness invites us to observe it with curiosity and kindness. What am I feeling right now? What story is my mind telling? Can I allow this experience to be here without adding to it? This process is not about suppressing or denying pain, but about seeing it clearly and responding skillfully. When we refuse to shoot the second arrow, we stop fueling the fire of suffering. Instead, we create a calm space in which healing, understanding, and acceptance can arise. The Buddha's teaching also reminds us that self-compassion is vital in this process. Often, the second arrow is shot in the form of self-criticism or harsh judgment. Mindfulness encourages us to be gentle with ourselves in moments of difficulty, recognizing that pain is universal and that suffering does not make us weak or flawed. Let us explore a simple practice to embody this teaching. Begin by settling into a comfortable posture. Close your eyes if you wish, and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your belly or chest with each inhale and exhale. Now, bring to mind a recent experience of pain or difficulty, the first arrow. Recall it without judgment, simply noticing the sensations and emotions that arise as you hold this memory. Notice whether any reactions, the second arrow, present. Do you feel resistance, anger, frustration, regret, self-judgment? If you notice these reactions, gently acknowledge them. This is resistance, or this is anger. Allow them to be present without trying to push them away or cling to them. Imagine now that you are choosing not to shoot the second arrow. Visualize holding your bow and lowering it, refraining from releasing that additional suffering with each breath. Invite acceptance of the first arrow, the original pain, without adding layers of struggle. Breathe in calm and ease. Breathe out tension and resistance. Rest in this mindful presence for a few moments. This practice is a powerful reminder that suffering need not be compounded by our reactions. The first arrow may come, but we can choose how to respond. Mindfulness offers the wisdom and courage to meet pain with openness rather than resistance. As you cultivate this awareness in daily life, you may notice that moments of difficulty no longer overwhelm you as before. You learn to respond with greater equanimity, kindness, and calm. Remember, the Buddha's teaching on the two arrows is not a call to numbness or avoidance. It is an invitation to freedom, freedom from the unnecessary suffering we create in our own minds. It is a path to peace amidst life's inevitable challenges. Reflect now on how this teaching might support you in your own experiences. Where do you notice yourself shooting the second arrow? What practices can help you cultivate mindful awareness to release it? Let this reflection guide your journey toward a calmer, more compassionate mind, capable of embracing the fullness of life with grace and presence. Emotions are among the most vivid and powerful experiences we have as human beings. They sweep through the mind and body like waves on an ocean, sometimes gentle and soothing, at other times wild and overwhelming. Joy can lift us into lightness, while anger or fear can pull us into tension and turmoil. Because emotions are so intense and often unpredictable, they can feel like a storm inside us, stirring restlessness in the mind, contracting the body, and clouding our clarity. Yet, just as waves naturally rise and fall in the ocean, emotions to have a natural rhythm. They arise, build in intensity, and eventually subside, making way for new experiences. The challenge is often not the emotions themselves, but our relationship to them. When we resist, judge, or cling to feelings, they can become magnified and prolonged, intensifying our suffering. Mindfulness offers a powerful and compassionate way to relate to our emotions. Instead of getting caught in the tide of feelings or pushing them away, mindfulness invites us to become curious observers, watching emotions arise, noticing their qualities, and allowing them to flow naturally without interference. Imagine yourself as a calm shore, watching waves approach, crash, and recede. The waves represent your emotions, each one unique in color, shape, and power. Some waves are small ripples, others are towering breakers. You don't try to stop the waves or chase them. You simply observe, appreciating their movement without judgment or attachment. This practice of mindful awareness of emotions helps to reduce reactivity. You develop a space of calm presence that supports wise and skillful response. Let us explore this further. The nature of emotions are complex, multifaceted experiences that engage both the mind and body. They often begin as subtle sensations, a tightening in the chest, a flutter in the stomach, or a warmth in the face. These physical cues are accompanied by mental narratives, memories, or images that shape how we interpret the emotion. For example, fear might begin with a quickened heartbeat and a sense of tightness, followed by thoughts of potential danger or loss. Joy may emerge as a lightness in the body and images of connection or accomplishment. Importantly, emotions are neither good nor bad. They are signals, messengers that provide information about our needs, values, or environment. When we approach emotions with mindfulness, we begin to see them as natural phenomena, not threats or enemies. Mindful observation, meeting emotions with curiosity when an emotion arises. The natural tendency is often to react automatically. If it's unpleasant, we might try to avoid or suppress it. If it's pleasant, we might cling to it or seek to prolong it. Approach. Instead of reacting, we simply notice the emotion with gentle curiosity. What is happening inside? Where do I feel this emotion in my body? What is its shape, texture, or intensity? Can I give it space to be as it is? By labeling the emotion, this is anger, or this is sadness, or this is joy, we create a small distance between the experience and our sense of self. This distance helps prevent identification with the emotion, reminding us that feelings are temporary guests, not fixed parts of who we are. Letting emotions be present without judgment is a radical act of acceptance. It breaks the cycle of resistance that amplifies suffering. When we stop fighting our feelings, they lose their grip on us and begin to change naturally. Practical mindfulness, practice for emotions. To cultivate mindful awareness of emotions, begin by finding a quiet and comfortable space. Close your eyes if that feels safe and natural. Take a few deep, grounding breaths to settle into your body. Bring to mind a recent experience where you felt a strong emotion. It might be anger at a difficult situation, connection. Allow yourself to gently bring that emotional experience into your awareness without trying to change or fix anything. Observe the qualities of the feeling. Is it sharp or dull? Does it move or stay still? Does it have a color or shape? Now, mentally name the emotion. This is frustration, or this is happiness. Naming helps anchor your attention and reduce automatic reactivity. Notice any stories or thoughts that arise alongside the emotion. Are you judging yourself or the situation? Are you wishing the emotion would go away? Observe these mental patterns as well, with kindness as you breathe. Let it flow naturally without interference. If your mind wanders or you feel overwhelmed, gently return your attention to the breath and the sensations in your body. Practice this for several minutes, cultivating a calm and curious awareness of your emotional landscape. The benefits of mindfulness of emotions. Regular practice of mindful emotional awareness can transform your relationship with feelings. You become less reactive and more responsive. Difficult emotions lose their intensity and urgency. You gain insight into the triggers and patterns that shape your inner world. This awareness also fosters self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for feeling angry, anxious, or sad, you learn to offer kindness and understanding. You recognize that emotions are part of the human experience and that you are not alone in your struggles. As mindfulness deepens, emotional experiences become sources of wisdom rather than obstacles. You learn to listen to what your feelings are telling you about your needs, boundaries, and values. This clarity supports healthier choices and more authentic living. Mindfulness in daily emotional moments beyond formal meditation. Mindfulness can be woven into daily life. Notice the emotion fully before reacting. This pause creates a space to choose your response. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with intention. Over time, these small moments accumulate into greater emotional balance and resilience. Common challenges and compassionate persistence. Your attention. You might find yourself slipping into judgment or avoidance. Remember, mindfulness is a practice, not a perfection. Each time you notice the mind wandering or resisting, gently return to the present moment with kindness. This compassionate persistence is itself an act of mindfulness. Celebrate small victories, moments when you notice an emotion without reacting, or when you soften your judgment. These are signs of growing awareness and strength. Reflection, inviting curiosity. Take a moment to reflect on your own emotional experiences. Are there emotions you tend to avoid or resist? Are there feelings you cling to or fear losing? How might cultivating mindful awareness of these emotions change your experience? What new possibilities could open for you? Allow your mind to rest in open curiosity, free from pressure or expectation. Begin by finding a comfortable position where you can sit or lie quietly without distraction. Allow your body to settle gently, softening the muscles and feeling the support beneath you. Close your eyes if that feels natural, or keep them softly focused. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, the heart area. Notice the subtle rise and fall of your breath here, the gentle expansion and contraction with each inhale and exhale. This is the seat of kindness, compassion, and warmth within you, a place that holds the capacity for deep care and connection. Allow yourself to breathe fully and deeply, letting your breath slow naturally, becoming smooth and even. With each inhale, feel your heart space open just a little more. With each exhale, release tension or tightness that may linger around your chest or shoulders. Now, silently begin to repeat a series of phrases that express loving kindness or metta. These words are simple, gentle, and filled with the intention of well-being and peace. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Speak these phrases softly in your mind, with warmth and sincerity. Don't rush. Allow each phrase to unfold fully, as if you were offering a tender wish to a dear friend as you repeat these phrases. Notice any feelings that arise in your heart area, perhaps warmth, openness, or softness. If your mind wanders, gently return to the phrases and the feeling behind them. This practice is an invitation to cultivate a gentle, loving presence toward yourself. It's important to begin here because true kindness flows outward from a foundation of self-acceptance and compassion. When we are harsh or critical with ourselves, it becomes difficult to extend genuine care to others. If you notice resistance or discomfort as you say these phrases, maybe feelings of unworthiness or doubt, acknowledge those honestly. It's natural to have blocks or hesitation when practicing self-kindness, especially if you are used to judging yourself harshly. Mindfulness invites you to meet these feelings with curiosity, allowing them space without pushing them away or judging yourself for them. As you continue, imagine your heart filling with a warm, radiant light, a gentle glow of loving kindness that expands softly beyond your chest. With each breath, this light grows brighter and more expansive. Now, Gradually extend these wishes of loving kindness beyond yourself to others in your life. Begin with someone you care for deeply, a loved one, a close friend, or a kind mentor. Silently, say to them, "May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be peaceful." Visualize this person clearly. Imagine them receiving your wish with openness and gratitude. Allow yourself to feel the connection that arises through this shared intention of being. Next, extend your loving kindness to someone neutral, perhaps an acquaintance, a neighbor, or a person you see regularly but don't know well. Again, repeat the phrases, sending them warmth and good wishes. This step encourages the expansion of compassion beyond familiar circles, opening your heart wider to the broader web of life. Afterward, invite to your awareness someone with whom you have difficulty or conflict. This can be challenging. Bring to mind this person with gentle honesty, noticing any emotions that arise. Repeat silently, "May you be safe, may you be happy, may you be peaceful." This act of sending loving kindness to difficult people is a powerful practice of healing and release. It softens the hard edges of anger, resentment, or fear, nurturing understanding and compassion even in challenging relationships. Remember, extending kindness to difficult others does not mean condoning harmful behavior or ignoring your boundaries. It means recognizing the shared humanity beneath actions, that everyone longs for safety, happiness, and peace just like you. Finally, expand your wishes of loving kindness to all beings everywhere across time and space, known and unknown, friend and stranger, human and non-human. Silently say, "May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful." Visualize this loving energy spreading out like ripples across a still lake, touching every corner of the world with warmth and care. Why loving kindness meditation matters. Loving kindness meditation cultivates the heart's natural capacity to care deeply, to soften fears and agitation, and to embrace life with gentleness. In Buddhist teachings, metta is considered one of the 4 sublime states, qualities that foster happiness and spiritual well-being. Fear often contracts the heart, closing us off from others and ourselves. It can make the world feel unsafe and our own minds turbulent. Through the regular practice of loving kindness, the heart gradually opens and expands. Fear dissolves into compassion, and agitation gives way to peace. But from creating conditions for warmth and kindness to arise naturally, like sunlight melting ice, loving kindness softens the hardness of fear. Practical tips for practicing loving kindness: start small. If 1,500 words of loving kindness feels overwhelming, begin with shorter phrases or focus on one person at a time. Use your own words. While traditional phrases are powerful, feel free to adapt the words in ways that resonate with you personally. Be patient. Opening the heart is a gradual process. Don't rush or expect immediate results. Stay gentle. If you encounter resistance or difficult feelings, meet them with kindness and curiosity. Regular practice, consistency nurtures the heart's openness over time. Integrating loving kindness into daily life. Loving kindness is not just a meditation to be done on the cushion. It can permeate your daily actions and interactions. When you feel frustrated with a colleague, try silently wishing them safety and peace. When you notice self-criticism, pause and extend kindness inward. These small moments accumulate, shifting your overall experience of connection and calm. Reflection and invitations. You conclude this meditation. Bring your attention once again to your heart. Notice the warmth or openness that may have arisen. Feel gratitude for this capacity to care, to heal, and to embrace life with kindness. Take a few deep breaths, letting this loving energy settle deeply within you. When you are ready, gently open your eyes, carrying this sense of warmth and calm into the rest of your day or evening. As we draw this mindful journey toward a close, take a slow, deep breath. Bring your attention gently back to the breath, that natural rhythm of life flowing quietly in and out. With each inhalation, feel the calmness that you have cultivated throughout this practice, spreading softly through your body. With each exhalation, invite any lingering tension to melt away, leaving space for stillness and ease. Allow your breath to be smooth and steady. Notice how your chest and belly rise and fall like gentle waves upon a quiet shore. There is no need to change or control your breath. Simply be with it as it is, the ever-present anchor that grounds you in this moment. Feel the coolness of the air as it enters your nostrils and the warmth as it leaves. Each breath invites you deeper into a state of relaxation and peace. Now, bring your awareness on a gentle journey through your body. Starting from the crown of your head, slowly scan downwards, noticing any sensations without judgment or expectation. Perhaps you feel softness around your temples, a gentle weight on your eyelids, or a light tingling in your scalp. Allow your awareness to move down your face, relaxing the forehead, smoothing the brow, softening the jaw. Let your tongue rest comfortably in your mouth. Continue this tender body scan to your neck and shoulders. Notice if there is any residual tightness or holding. With your next exhale, imagine sending a wave of relaxation to those areas. Feel the muscles soften, the tension dissolve, like morning mist warmed by the sun. Let your shoulders drop naturally, releasing the weight they carry. Shift your attention slowly to your arms and hands. Sense the heaviness or lightness in your fingertips, the texture of the surface beneath your palms. Breathe into any areas that feel tight or restricted, inviting ease and openness. Allow your awareness to flow down your spine, sensing the length and support it offers. Feel your chest expand gently with each breath, a reminder of life's sustaining energy. Notice the rhythm of your heartbeat, steady and calm. Now, focus on your abdomen, the center of your body. Feel the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe. Invite a sense of spaciousness here, a calm harbor amidst the busyness of thoughts and feelings. Continue your journey down to your hips, thighs, knees, and calves. Notice any areas of tension or discomfort. With a slow exhale, release what no longer serves you. Feel your legs become heavy and grounded, supported by the earth beneath you. Finally, bring your attention to your feet and toes. Feel the connection to the ground, firm, steady, and unshakable. Imagine roots extending from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you in stability and calm. With this full body awareness, you create a bridge between mind and body, cultivating a restful presence that is both alert and relaxed. Now, shift your focus gently to the mind itself. Notice how the thoughts that were swirling earlier have softened, slowing down like clouds drifting across a vast, clear sky. There is space between each thought, a peaceful openness that invites you to rest in stillness. If any thoughts or feelings arise, acknowledge them with kindness and curiosity. Imagine them as leaves floating on a slow-moving stream, appearing, drifting gently along, and then fading from view. There is no need to chase or hold onto them. Simply observe and return your attention to the quiet center within. Mind's pace slow, the usual mental chatter giving way to a serene quietness. This is your natural state, calm, clear, and spacious. Allow yourself to embrace this peaceful stillness. Let it wash over you like a soft tide, bringing ease and restoration to every cell in your body. You do not need to do anything else right now except be here, fully present in this moment of rest. Reflect for a moment on the calm presence you have nurtured today. This state of mindfulness is not limited to this practice or this time. It is always available to you, a refuge you can return to in any moment, no matter what is happening around you. Remember that the breath is a faithful companion, ready to guide you back to presence whenever your mind wanders or life feels overwhelming. The sensations in your body are messages from your inner wisdom, grounding you in reality beyond thoughts and worries. With gentle awareness, commit to carrying this calm presence forward into your day or night. Whether you are moving through busy tasks or preparing for restful sleep, mindfulness can support you in navigating life with greater ease, clarity, and compassion. Now begin to soften your gaze if your eyes have been closed. Notice the subtle shifts in how you feel, perhaps lighter, more peaceful, or simply more aware. Take a few more slow, nourishing breaths, savoring this moment of deep rest. As you prepare to conclude this practice, you might gently stretch your fingers and toes, awakening your body slowly and kindly. Remember, there is no rush. Let the calmness you cultivated guide your transition. Whether you continue your day or settle into a night of restorative sleep, know that this practice is a gift. You give yourself a moment of peace in a busy world, a sanctuary within that you can visit anytime. Each time you return to mindfulness, you strengthen your capacity to meet life with openness, resilience, and grace. Take one final deep breath in, filling your lungs completely, and exhale fully, releasing any last traces of tension. Carry this sense of calm with you now, a gentle light glowing within, steady and enduring. This closing reflection offers not only a physical and mental unwind, but an invitation to integrate the calm presence of mindfulness into every aspect of your life. It plants seeds of peace that continue to grow beyond this practice, nurturing your well-being and enriching your experience moment by moment.